We're from the town with the great football team. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is the Two Dumb
Whoa.
Yinzers, episode 388. What's going on this morning, guys?
Oh, I'm fucking ready to go, boys.
Oh, we got some things to talk about today.
Yeah, we
Victory
are. Wow.
Friday.
Pirate. No, I'm just teasing. Yes,
Talking
Victory
about the Pirates,
Friday,
I'll kill
everybody.
you.
The Pirates did play, but you know what? I don't care. Um,
I don't think
guys,
anyone cares at this point.
so here we are. We're done. Pittsburgh Steelers are done with the preseason. They're done, guys. All we got to do now is wait 16 days until we
It's
open
gonna
up
be
the
the
season
worst.
at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Um, Mike Derpy, we laughed, we joked, we talked about the Ravens and their silly little records and everything. However, the Steelers now have won 7 in a row in preseason,
Mm-hmm.
and they are 18 of 20 the last 22. They won 18 of the last 22 preseason games. I don't think that we're trying to win. You try to win as a football team collectively,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but as going into these things, you don't plan on winning every game in the preseason. You're just in there checking out what you got, seeing what you're doing. But we managed to be 18-4 in the last 22 preseason games, so that's pretty cool.
That is kind of cool. Hopefully, this preseason success this year will carry over better than it did last year.
Mike, I got to tell you, I've never seen a preseason like this. I've been watching football for a long time, and even the announcer said they said I don't remember an offense having 5 drives and scoring a touchdown on all 5 of them.
Yeah, it was wild.
If anything, this has to be encouraging in the sense that things. This is what we wanted and needed to happen in this preseason. We hoped to see, and we've seen it. It played out right in front of us, and boy, was it beautiful, guys. Therapy, did you catch the game?
You mean the blowout?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I mean, this game, they, of course, the first game we got to see Baker Mayfield and a little bit of look of the Tampa Bay offense, and then the second game we got to take a shot at the highly respected offense of the Buffalo Bills, and then this game wasn't against all that many starters, but you know what? It was a nice way to cap off the preseason. If we had any problems, you would have seen them at some point, guys. I really think that we're gonna have a good season. What do you grade? You know what? Let's do the grades later on, but we are going to grade this preseason. So think on that. Think on what your grade is going to be for this year's preseason, top to bottom, everything. Even Kendrick Green. So you think on that, guys. We'll hit that at the end of the show. See what your grades are for this preseason, getting ready to go into the 2023 NFL season, guys.
But just to piggyback on what you were saying earlier, like this is what we wanted to see this preseason.
Yeah.
Production.
Like everyone was saying like how well we played down the stretch, but
right.
It's like, but it was like pockets, a couple good drives here, a couple good drives there on the offense and defense. Here it was just continued success from like the starters. Every time they were on the field on offense and defense, you saw it was continued success. It wasn't like a bad drive anywhere. It felt like when starting in defense was in there. So to me that was very encouraging. Decision making from Kenny this year it's night and day from last year. Confidence is night and day. The accuracy is so much more improved.
Man,
like last year, he would have like 4 or 5 good passes a game, but a lot of the other stuff, like why did you throw that? Why'd you make that decision? Who were you throwing to on that play? We didn't see that this year. Granted, a limited sample size, but that limited sample size, it's very encouraging. This is what I wanted to see before I jumped on the hype train. Is okay. How big is that jump from year 1 to year 2 going to be? And right now, yeah, it's preseason. That stupid caveat. It's looking pretty good. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, that first quarter of the season, that's going to show a lot to how far we've truly come as an offense and a defense. But it's very, very encouraging. This is one of the most, excited preseasons I've felt excited. I felt for a preseason. Normally I'm like, oh, preseason, let's get in, get out, find a couple people who might be hidden gems. This is like, let's look at everyone, and everyone that you wanted to see to play well has played well. That's very encouraging to me.
Another thing that's encouraging, with the exception of a couple day-to-day nagging injuries. We didn't get hit with any big injuries. Of course, you had the Corey Trice Jr. Injury early on. He's a rookie. He never played it down in the NFL, so you're not really missing much. And again, he was your 6th or 7th round guy, so you're okay with that. Again, you have these a couple day-to-days. Cam didn't play last night. He has this undisclosed injury. Also, Larry Ogunjobi, who was nursing an ankle, is also day-to-day. But both of these players expected to be back and ready for action come the opening weekend in 16 days against the 49ers. And there's a couple other minor injuries here and there, but we've made it through preseason pretty good as far as injuries go. So you have to like that. And you know what? We need one season where we don't get hit with this injury bug.
Yeah.
When we were winning all the time, everyone was like, why don't the Steelers ever get hit with these injuries? Everybody else deals with injuries. The Steelers get through it pretty easily every year. And then we went on about a 10-year streak where it was somebody, whether it was TJ Watt and somebody else or something, it was always a big player within our team. So we made it this far. We made it through 3 of 20, because I guess we play 17 and then these 3. So 3 of 20 games played by the Steelers. So far, so good. Knock on wood, but we did not deal with any serious injuries, and that's a good thing. And you know what? I think this depth is going to allow us to continue to hopefully stay on this track, because you're not going to be running TJ Watt to the bone. You're not going to be running Alex Highsmith to the bone. You have exciting linebackers who are ready to step up and fill those roles. And in my opinion, I think they're going to be productive enough to keep things loose, to keep the starters. Everything is looking good right now, guys. Again, there's a long season ahead of us. 17 games, 17 grueling games, division games, 49ers, a lot of things like this. So don't get me wrong, we have a long way to go. But as of right now, we get through step 1. And we're looking pretty damn good.
We are looking really good.
Fired up.
I'm fired up. And those are the injuries, man. Like you said, can we go with the season without some key player being hurt? It reminds me of like the Penguins that year where they led like the league in like man games lost for like 4 years in a row. It's like every good player that you needed to be healthy, something would happen along the way. It seems like it swung to the Steelers. Hopefully this year we can break that, because we definitely need Watt. We need Hayward. We need Minko.
We've been flexing too long. We need to get back to.
We need, Kenny needs to be healthy all year. Najee needs to be healthy all year. To, hopefully he can live up to the hype of that number 1st overall or your 1st round pick. He looked good too. Yeah. So you're hoping to like, all right, everyone healthy.
Nice catch out of the backfield, the runs, the touchdown.
I'm just, I just want everyone to be healthy just to see what we actually have, because it's hard to judge the team if no one's healthy. And right now, just little nagging injuries, but it looked like everyone who was banged up would have played if it was a real game.
24-0. The final score in this game. The Steelers beat the Falcons last night. It was a great game to see if you're a Steeler fan. Again, don't come at me. It's a priest. I know. I get it. I get it. We're just not. I'm not the toxic media. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to be excited, and I'm going to have emotion, and I'm going to be a fan. And you know what? If the toxic media is making you be otherwise, then maybe you should reconsider the way you follow, because again, you should be enjoying this. You really should. Guys, the team, they outscored their opponents 78-32 in the preseason. Again, it is what it is, but you know what? 78-32, it's impressive, because you want to know why? Every single person on this team wants to win. And you see it in every movement they make on that field. Every player on this team, even the guys that know they're not going to be here come next week, they wanted to win. They wanted to make this team better, and they wanted to help the guys who are going to be on this team win. It's a really good thing to see, guys. I'm excited. I didn't think that I would be at this level of excitement at this point. I thought we'd watch the preseason. We'd see some things that we were going to talk about, and some things that we were going to say, you know what, this has to get better. This has to get better. Fortunately for us, that list doesn't exist. I'm not saying that they're not out there. Those things are out there. But as far as being a visual list that we could have actually written down, it just doesn't exist at this point. It's a huge plus. The offense, guys, let me give it to you like this. The starting offense, Kenny went 4 for 4 for 86 yards. On the preseason, he went 13 for 15, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 86.6% completion percentage. Sorry.
Easy for you to say.
5 drives and 5 touchdowns. Again, this is what you hoped to see. To be honest, I didn't think that was even what we were going to see. I thought it was going to be good, but not that good. Again, from the top to the bottom, the starting offense the whole way down, you didn't see any fall off. Maybe at the end of the game, when you get these guys that they're, they're done after tonight. But again, they still played hard. They still played their asses off. And there's a lot of talent on this football team.
It's like, you talk about, excited to play. I was watching the video of I think, who was it? Warren's touchdown run, when Pickens is just, celebrating before he gets amped up for it and just ready to go. You see it, man. We've been talking about this all off season of just how it's just a different off season, the way it's been the past couple of years. Everyone is pumped. Everyone's excited.
You're not just
from top on down, everyone's excited.
You're not just waiting like, you got preseason Steelers. Now we wait till the season opener. Guys, everyone's going to be on the edge of their seat for these next 16 days. I promise you that.
Yeah, go ahead, Derpy. You were going to say something?
I was saying, how about McFarland's touchdown?
I tell you what.
To get in the end zone.
All 3 of them, all 3 of these rushing touchdowns. This is something that I think the fans needed to see after the conversations that I read last week. It was just disgusted with. This was the game that you needed to see what our running backs did last night. Wasn't great things, but you know what? For what it was, Najee had 4 runs for 18 yards and a touchdown. Warren had 2 runs for 14 yards and a touchdown. McFarland got most of the load last night. He's going to be the number 3. He got 10 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. And again, setting that up, the special teams guys, after the first drive we scored, they get the ball, they punt it away. Austin again gets us in great position. So we were able to get on the Atlanta side of the field pretty quickly. We were able to score again pretty quickly. There's not a lot that you could say, or there's not enough that you could say, in my opinion, about these special teams. And it's not only the Austins, it's not only the Harvins, it's not only Boswell, who all did very well. Look at the coverage. Did anybody pick up on this coverage game of our special teams? Kickoff, punt, everything is on point.
Yeah, I don't know what Danny Smith is feeding the boys, but oh my Lord.
Probably that bubble gum that he's been chewing. Oh, did you see the amount of gum that he had in his mouth?
Who's 41 on the kickoff?
41 on the team. Oh, hold on. I have the roster right here.
He was all over. He was just...
Dude, they all were. Who was the guy that made a tackle and did a backflip to get up? Did you see this guy?
You've seen that.
Jeez, oh man, these guys are pumped.
41 is Kenny Robinson, safety.
Ooh, and then on the Mark Robinson strip, Kenny Robinson recovered it. It was Let me get back to the offense real quick, and then we'll start talking a little defense. George Pickens, 35-yard catch. It was a beautiful grab.
Oh, it's nice.
Beautiful grab. Steelers did the right thing by hurrying to the line, getting the next play, and it was ultimately a touchdown. But if you go back and look at it, it was a beautiful grab, and it was a catch. Also, on the other side of the field, DJ has a catch for 33 yards. His catch was beautiful.
That's what you want to see from your 2 number ones, man, is making those tough catches.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kenny, especially in that Pickens one, Kenny put it to where the only spot he could put it is either going to be a catch or an incomplete pass out of bounds. And then at that point, it's up to George to make the play. And he made a hell of a catch. Man.
And that's, that's what you hear, Mike. These are the kind of catches this guy makes. Throw it up. He catches everything. Mm-hmm. And you know what? We're sitting by as fans thinking, all right, let's see it happen. Let's see it happen. And there it was. This is what we hope to expect to see from this guy. And we're getting what we hope for.
I can't wait. I just want to see his growth this year. Regular season. I just want to see it. This 2 weeks off before these guys play again, and
it's going to be a pain.
It's going to be a pain just because you're seeing how well they're playing together, and like how well, especially this offense. I can't believe we're talking about a Matt Canada offense, a Kenny Pickett led offense, of looking like excited down the field passing. Whereas last year, it was like dink and dunk on the outside.
A year ago.
I hated that.
But like I've been saying, man, it's just that growth and development from the coordinator and the quarterback at the same time. I'm kind of liking it.
You just feel Omar Khan behind this whole thing.
You know what? I think I might be leaning the bandwagon of Matt Canada, Kenny Pickett.
I hope you do, because I
was the biggest resistor to both of them.
I think you're going to be happy in the long run.
But I'm liking what I'm seeing, and I want to see more of it.
Right.
Even if they take the shots and the shots don't work, I'm okay with that, because they're showing a whole hell of a lot more than they did last year.
A lot of people got to realize,
don't be afraid.
that it ain't going to continue to be perfect. We're going into the regular season.
Yeah.
It's going to get a lot tighter. These guys are going to be on the field for 60 minutes playing. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be 86.6%. It's not going to, and that's when
otherworldly.
Yeah. And that's when fans are going to start getting all weird again and making shit up. But again, avoid the toxicity, people. Enjoy this. It's worth enjoying. Again, I can't remember a preseason that I felt this positive about a Steeler football team in many, many years, if ever.
Because in 2 weeks we're not going to enjoy any game.
No,
even when we win, we're going to be stressed out.
You're going to be a miserable son of a bitch.
I'm going to be miserable. We could win by 20 and I'll still be miserable.
Yeah. Defensive side of the ball. If you pick the over on the TJ Watt, Nick Herbig sack over under yesterday, you would have won. It was a 1.5, and they both registered a sack in this game. Both sacks were beautiful. They were wonderful. That gives Nick Herbig 3.5 sacks in this preseason. Also, the sack, I don't know if these guys picked up on this. The Landon Roberts sack was nice, where he just kind of snuck in there at the last second. The quarterback was looking down the field for that last look. Landon just come out of nowhere, gets this sack. Of course, Landon Roberts has won 2 Super Bowls with the Patriots. So, I mean, he knows what he's doing. He has experience in this league.
Our linebackers are so explosive.
Our linebackers are very exciting.
Stay healthy.
Very, very exciting. Very excited about this crew of guys. Again, like I mentioned earlier, the Robinsons, Mark Robinson, he was popping people like crazy, but he stripped the ball loose, and the other Robinson picked it up. The one guy that I want to talk about that I didn't see make a single mistake was Kendrick Green.
Ooh.
And I seen him on the field too. It wasn't like they hit him away so he wouldn't make mistakes. He was out there playing, and nothing great, but you know what? For an offensive lineman, that's good news.
Yeah, that's good news. Like, the best offensive linemen are the ones that aren't talked about.
Yeah.
During the game. You don't want to talk about them during the game. That means you're doing something right. And it's like a man who was playing for his job. Might not be with the Steelers, but it might be somewhere in the NFL.
And I wish him the best. I don't dislike the person. I just dislike
like a nice kid,
his football skills. That's all.
Yeah. You just wish he was a better football player.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he would have that, he'd be a perfect human being.
Steelers did rush, guys, back to the offense for a moment. They rushed for 175 yards last night. On defense, one notable thing that I did notice, if you look on the box score and go to the defense, they played 33 different bodies. 33. The list literally keeps going. If you're scrolling down.
Yeah, I'm on there now.
They played 33 different, I counted them, 33 different bodies. It's what you have to do. It's what you have to do because at this point they have to start cutting people. Tuesday is the deadline, and this tomorrow, I think I'm going to keep an eye today. I hope they don't cut anybody. If they do, hopefully they keep it to a minimal, because I think tomorrow we are going to do our cuts to pick who we believe are going to make the team and are not going to make the team. So that's going to be tomorrow, guys. I got a couple things here. You want to see a couple? You want to talk about a couple things I have?
We could talk about a couple things.
All right. Let's see. I got this list. I got this. It's a couple lists. I like lists. This list that I got here is NFL teams by category. Okay. I don't know whose opinion this is, but it was cool. So let me read it to you and we'll check it out. The best team in this in the list of teams by category, Kansas City. Kansas City is given the title of the best. At this point, I'll go with that. They're champions.
Yeah.
The worst team in the league, according to this list, is the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes. Yes.
Where they're falling apart. They're falling apart fast. This team is, as Mike used the word the other day, dismantled is a good word because that is what's going on in Arizona. Underrated, the most underrated team in the league, according to this list, guys, the Denver Broncos. Are the Broncos underrated?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
I mean, you figure with Peyton, Sean Payton, and Russell, you think they'd be able to put something together, but I just don't see it with this team.
Yeah, I don't see it with this team.
He just got hurt.
Especially last year with Wilson, man, he was missing a lot of wide open receivers, and like if he can get back to Russ form the way he was, yeah,
right.
I just think he may have lost it. I don't think he has it anymore. Could prove me wrong, but I just don't think he has it anymore.
Most overrated team in the NFL. Most overrated team in the NFL, according to this list. Derpy says the Jets, the Miami Dolphins. I can see that too.
Yep.
The best offense in the league goes also to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, that goes without saying.
The best
they have
defense,
Chelsea and Holmes.
the best defense in the league, San Francisco 49ers.
If Bosa comes back,
Yeah,
and if we can play up to our potential, I think we'll give them and the Cowboys a run for our money.
Oh, I do too. I think
money.
Yeah. Special teams, Baltimore.
Yeah,
I think you automatically get this just because you have Justin Tucker.
I don't care who your punter is. You can have a jug machine out there punting for you, and you're still going to have it because Tucker's a beast.
Coaching. This also goes to Kansas City, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's good. It's hard to argue against. They've won 2 out of the past 3 Super Bowls. They're doing something right. Of course, having great players kind of can mask coaching weaknesses, or
fantasy, the fantasy category, Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh yeah, with
that receivers,
with that receiving core and the running back too. Yeah, you get a lot of good fantasy points
on this list of the dark horse in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep,
I agree.
I can see.
I think 100%. At this point, I think at this point, who else would it be? Boomer bust on this list. Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, because on paper you look at them, they got talent on there.
It's the coaching. The coaching always screws them over.
Yeah. I still go back to when they had Baker. They were running the ball with their 2 running backs, Chubbs and Hunt, and then the quarterback hurts his throwing arm, and guess what? We're going to go be a passing team now.
Yeah. Finally, on this list that I have of NFL teams by category, uniforms. Now, Mike had said this earlier in the year. I don't agree. I don't necessarily love this uniform. People do, but this the LA Chargers with the blue. I don't know. I mean, it's nice. It's different, but again, it's kind of a weak color in my opinion. That I would put in a category with like a Miami Dolphins color scheme. But people like it. I'm not going to argue them.
Blue. And I've always liked powder blue as a color.
I like the old powder.
If they enjoy it, that's good for them. But I personally don't agree with this one. San Diego is who they have with the best uniforms in the NFL. So there you have it. Teams by categories. You guys want to hear the division rankings?
Yeah, let's take a look
on who has the best division all the way down to the worst division in the NFL. We'll go through. Let's go 8-1. We'll go from the bottom and work our way up.
Okay.
North has to be I'll let you speak.
The NFC South is number 8. The last team in the league.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Carolina Panthers, and the Saints. They do come in last place. This is the weakest division. We played them last year. I could attest to this, guys. But you got to like this next one, number 7, the division we have this year from the AFC South.
Yeah,
so, if there's a division that we could just go and run the table, this would be them.
I'm hoping.
When has any team done anything in the AFC South?
The Colts. They were the only team that ever did anything in that division. Number six. The 6th best team, the 3rd worst team, the NFC North.
Really?
NFC North, Packers, Vikings, Lions, Bears. I could see that because the Packers might have been a little higher if they had their quarterback. They don't have him anymore. Mm-hmm. I think that
I'm kind of high on Jordan Love a little bit.
But the whole team, though, you got to put this team together. They just don't have it. This year's going to be, we'll see what the Packers do. But again, the Bears, the Vikings, who never get anything done, and the Lions, who I keep hoping
they've been the dark horse for the past couple seasons now.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's 8, 7, 6. Number 5, the 5th best team in the division in the NFL is the NFC West. The NFC West is also who we play this year with the 49ers, Rams.
Cardinals. That's being propped up by the Niners and people hoping the Seahawks can continue what they did last year.
Yeah, I'm not blown away by this division, nor am I blown away by the 49ers. But hey, anyway, we'll talk more about that in these next 16 days. The next team on the list, guys, number 4, the 4th best overall division in the NFL is the NFC East.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Commanders.
I can see that. Eagles, they just went to the Super Bowl. The Giants, they had a decent run last year. The Cowboys, if they can ever figure it out on offense, it should be a pretty good team. And the Commanders, they're coming along slowly. So yeah, that's about where they should be ranked.
So for the 5 bottom teams are NFC divisions. I'm sorry, not teams. So I have 3 left. They are all AFC divisions. The third best division in the NFL is the AFC West. The AFC West, Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers. That's who's on the list. But yeah. Put into consideration what's coming up here. Number 2,
East.
The second best team. Oh my gosh,
division. You will get this by the last one.
Is the AFC East. The AFC East. Wow. The Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Patriots. They take the number 2 spot in the league with the second best division. Number one.
That leaves.
Number 1. And I agree with this wholeheartedly. There's not a doubt in my mind. The best division in the NFL is the AFC North. Of course, this is the Steelers, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Ravens. These are 4 good teams. I mean, the Browns are going to be the Browns, and you know this, and you know what you're going to get with them. But any other division don't have three potential teams that could really run the table. I'm kind of sketchy on Baltimore at this point. Yeah. You know what? They're Baltimore. They have a good organization. They find ways to win football games. So
the last 3 divisions, the East, the North, and the West, you can make an argument for any 3 of them in any order.
Yeah.
Because I can make an argument right now for the West. You got Herbert and Mahomes help out, but then the Broncos kind of weigh you down. If the Raiders have a good roster, but mismanaged from top to bottom.
Yeah.
AFC East, the Bills really good. The Jets, how good can they be bringing in Aaron Rodgers? Dolphins kind of overrated. And then you got the Patriots.
Right.
They're kind of
They're the Patriots though. They're still the Patriots.
They'll find a way to win.
Right.
And then
they fall into that Baltimore Pittsburgh category where these teams they're going to
find a way to cheat.
They'll find a way to win.
Find a way. That's fun. Cheating's finding a way to win, Derby. And then the North, as Pittsburgh did we really make the jump? The Bengals, they are where they are right now. They're a really good team. And like you said, the Ravens, man, if you get Lamar from 2 seasons ago, look out.
You don't go into this game
it's rough.
This is one of the more prepared games, and the thing is, I put Baltimore where I put them when I said that. However, you don't go into the Baltimore game without being prepared to your ears.
Yeah.
Because the players they do have, you have to go in and be prepared for this team like no other, or this team will find ways to beat you. So they're good in a different way. They're going to get their wins. I mean, it's the Ravens. Again, if you think otherwise, I think you're nuts. But guys, we are starting to come up near the end of the show. I'm going to talk about this Pirates for literally 20 seconds just because they did play. Pirates lose yesterday 5-4 in 10 innings. That was game 1 of 4 to the Cubs. They are hosting the Cubs for 4 games. Game 2 is today at 7:05. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
Yinzers.com. Head on over there for everything you need. Yinzer-wise, we have all of our social media over there, email address there, and the merch store, all at Yinzers.com.
All right, guys, we're going to jump ahead to the San Francisco 49ers trivia. Of course, this is who we play in 16 days. 16 days. 2 weeks from Sunday. But we do have NFL football to watch for the rest of the weekend, so that is a plus as well. But again, 14 days from yesterday is going to be the opener, and then 16 days will be the Steelers first game. Guys, this is going to be a San Francisco 49ers trivia question. Are you guys ready?
I am ready.
How many Super Bowls did the 49ers win during the 80s?
Ooh.
How many Super Bowls did the 49ers win during the 80s? Go ahead and think that over. We'll get right back to you guys. We are live all week long, 7 days a week, Monday to Sunday, every week at 11:30 right here. And the show that we do live and brand new every day gets uploaded in 8 o'clock in the evening that same day of every day. So if you just rather listen to a podcast, maybe you're active and you just want to put your earbuds in and listen, you could always do that because the podcast goes up at 8 o'clock every day over on Spotify. Check it out. All right, guys, the question of the day is this. San Francisco 49er trivia, because that is who the Steelers are eyeballing up next. The question is, how many Super Bowls did the 49ers win during the 80s? Let me start with Derpy. Derpy, What do you think? The 49ers, now they have 5 Super Bowls in total, along with the Cowboys. And, of course, the Steelers and Patriots have 6. Can you tell me how many of those Super Bowls the 49ers won during the 80s? P on the board says 4.
A good guess. Really good guess.
My thing is they won some. So you said 5, right?
They did win 5 altogether.
It's either 3 or 4, because I know they won in the 90s. I believe with Young, right?
You got to talk it through to yourself, Derby.
Yeah. Talk it through. But I can't give you information though.
True.
Derby.
I'm gonna go 4 as well.
He's gonna go with 4, guys. 4 Super Bowls in the 80s. Jeez, that is gonna be his guess. Mike, how many Super Bowls did the Niners win in the 80s?
I'm gonna go with 3.
Mike is gonna go with 3. 3 Super Bowl wins in the 80s. Let's see, and P on the board saying Montana. Young won 1. All right.
I think you guys might be right.
Well, I didn't lock you in yet. You could change your answer.
No. I'm taking
3. All right, locking you guys in. You guys are locked in. Now you couldn't change your answer if I wanted to.
That's fine.
All right. The question of the day: how many Super Bowls did the San Francisco 49ers win during the 1980s? P on the board says 4. Derpy says 4. Mike says 3. The options were this. I'm going to give I didn't do it because I thought it was going to be way too easy, but here were your options. Either 4, 2, 0, or 6. 4, 2, 0, or 6. The answer, of course, guys, is 4. They won 4 Super Bowls in the 80s. They won 1. P, you're correct. 1995, yeah. Steve Young against the San Diego Chargers, which could have been the Steelers if we got 3 more yards in that AFC Championship game.
I'm glad we didn't get 3
but I'm glad
more yards.
We didn't get in because San Diego got their arses whooped. But yes, the answer, guys, is 4. They won 4 Super Bowls in the 80s.
Damn, I said Joe Montana. Joe Montana.
Got any thoughts, Mike, before we get ready to take off?
Let's go Steelers. Rip Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That was 36 years old. That's unbelievable, man. That stinks.
Yeah. If I read correctly, they believe it may have been a heart attack.
Yeah. Derpy, anything before we get ready to take off?
We've been flexing too long with the rings until results happen in the playoffs. Take the preseason with what you will.
I'm just going to ask you guys real quick. Please don't take too much time on this. Mike, what is your overall grade of the preseason for the Steelers?
For Steelers, an A.
Yeah.
Everyone got through healthy and people progressed. That's an A.
Derpy, what do you give them?
A as well.
I think it's difficult not to give them an A. Even if you didn't like the Steelers and you sat down and watched this preseason, I think it would be very difficult not to give this team an A. Guys, this is what I'm going to say. Tomorrow we will start working on our cuts. Depending on what goes on today, I just don't recall how quick they start letting these guys go. But if there is no significant cuts, things like that today, we will tomorrow show. We'll be talking about who we believe will be on the 53 plus 1 man roster. Also, we could figure out who's going to be landing in the 16, the newly open field of practice squad.
Oh, see, that gets tricky too, because we'll be picking people up from other teams.
That's right. And then, some of these guys that we won, they don't make it through the waivers and, they don't make their way back. Mm-hmm. So it's the practice squad's going to be tricky.
Yeah. I made my list already and I have a couple like, do we cut this guy? See if he sneaks through or do we keep him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be run.
I do think
yes, Montana almost got the one for Kansas City. They did well. They didn't get to the Super Bowl with that team. And I do think they knocked the Steelers out 16-13, 16-14 that year. I do recall the year, but yes, you're 100% right. Guys, great show today. Congrats to the black and gold in the preseason. Love what you're doing. I can't wait to get the season kicked off against the 49ers. But hey, anything else from you guys before we take off?
No.
All right.
I got nothing.